Hi guys, as you know, our channel for the past 2 years has been all about a lovely free roam rabbit, Pom Pom, who free roamed the house whenever he wanted to, giving him space and freedom at will. However, I thought it was about time now to come clean with you guys and make a serious admission of guilt. When I first got Pom Pom, through the nights for the first few months, I had him in a cage, quite a small one at that. So when I first got Pom Pom, I had him and the other rabbit in a cage. They free roamed the kitchen during the day. The problem with the kitchen was it had very slippery laminate flooring. So although they had free roam time, they weren't able to run as much as they wanted to, with me not having put any rugs down there or any carpet. So at night, Pom Pom then, when the other rabbit had been rehomed, who tried to kill Pom Pom, we then kept Pom Pom on his own, but in a cage. This meant he didn't have 24/7 access to me, who became his bonded partner. What I didn't realise was rabbits need space and lots of it for various reasons. And I really took that away from him in those first few months. And I think it's all about myth busting. There seems to be a myth out there with people who continue to perpetuate it by selling cages and hutches for rabbits, that somehow rabbits like to be enclosed in a small space. But think about it. That would be like you or I sitting in a small cupboard, day in, day out, not able to run around, not able to really get up and walk around, not really able to exercise, jump, stand up, walk, go and see our friends, do the shopping, any of those things that we would do on a day-to-day basis. It would mean having the same view 24/7 and no ability to run around. It's quite a sad way of life, but unfortunately I bought into that myth when I first got Pom Pom due to ignorance and due to lack of research. So I thought it's just about time that I fessed up with you guys and told you the real story. After about 2 months of having Pom Pom in a cage at night and free roaming during the day, I came down to the kitchen one day to see that by the large bifold patio door, behind the door was standing the next door neighbour's very big black cat. Pom Pom, not realising there was a pane of glass between him and the predator, thought that the cat was very near to him and was ready to pounce. He was absolutely terrified. I went to try and comfort him. He stomped, ran away, came back, stomped, ran away, came back, eventually coming near me and allowing me to pick him up, take him into my arms and take him upstairs where he much preferred to be. This meant that I was going to then move Pom Pom's base from the kitchen with the hard flooring to a bedroom upstairs with carpet. So Pom Pom was given a room of his own, but kept in the cage again at night. Why? Because he took to eating carpet, as a lot of rabbits do. Now, there are ways and means of training a rabbit not to eat carpet and solutions that we can find to doing that. At the time, again, completely ignorant, as a rabbit owner, I thought the safest thing was if he's in this cage at night, he will know where he is, he will be safe, and I will know that he's not spending the whole night eating carpet and blocking up his GI system, which he did do once from eating too much carpet. So to me, I thought I was doing him a favour. I thought I was doing myself a favour by knowing where he was, keeping him safe. I was so very wrong. One morning, we woke up to the sound of Pom Pom in the spare room, rattling the cage bars with his teeth and with his paws, like a little prisoner saying, "Woman, let me out." He needed to be free. He did not want to be confined. And I don't blame him. Thinking back to what I did, I realised I did totally the wrong thing by Pom Pom. Pom Pom needed that space. When the cage was thrown away that day, we literally took him out of the cage, threw the cage away, got a litter tray. He was litter trained within a matter of hours, knew what to do, knew what the drill was, and everything seemed to be okay. There was still the carpet ripping problem. I then moved Pom Pom into another room, a slightly smaller room, a single bedroom, and put vinyl flooring down in place of carpet. This meant that during the night, Pom Pom could free roam a bedroom in which he could have various things to hide in, various spaces to run around, do his zoomies, explore the space, but without the danger of ingesting any carpet. And this meant then I could safely keep him in a contained room at night without having to use the cage. So the cage that I had Pom Pom in, I feel, was very much the wrong thing to do. I have a neighbour who has a rabbit. They keep their rabbit in the kitchen, but in a hutch. So the hutch is placed in the kitchen. There is a pen around the hutch, but to be honest, the pen gives him about that much space maximum, and he has his hutch as well. I felt very sorry for that rabbit upon visiting their home and seeing the space in which he had to be confined to day after day, night after night, because, as they said, he chewed on a hairdryer wire and bit the skirting boards. But this very much led me to the fact of why I free roamed Pom Pom. A, rabbits need space. They run, they jump, they binky, they show signs of happiness, they show signs of joy, they zoomy. They need the space for physical exercise. Number 2, they enjoy their surroundings. They are stimulated by their environment. Things that they see on a day-to-day basis give them excitement, entertainment, and enrichment. And this is in addition to toys. Pom Pom, when he was free roaming the house, would notice if any little thing in a room had been moved the next day. He would go straight there and try and move it out of the way, or explore it, or look at it. And I became very aware of the fact that rabbits are really engaging with their environment, with the things around them. And they need that space in order to explore on a daily basis. Now, having seen our neighbour's rabbit in that enclosed area made me realise that actually I then did the right thing by Pom Pom in expanding his area and reducing the need for that cage at all by literally throwing the cage out. Now, I know there are others on YouTube that also advocate free roaming, and I do 100% support free roaming. It led me to advocate my motto on this channel, which is you adapt the house for the rabbit, not the rabbit for the house. So moving Pom Pom to a bedroom and putting non-slip vinyl down that he could run around but he couldn't chew, I was giving him that space and keeping him safe at the same time. Now, after a year and a bit of free roaming, Pom Pom, December 2022, was free roam fully during the day and in a bedroom at night, which I thought was still an adequate amount of space for him and met his needs in that way. I was hospitalised for 3 days in December after a mini stroke. Pom Pom seemed to be quite distraught by the fact that I wasn't in the house for 3 days and 3 nights. He was used to having me around pretty much 24/7. Upon my return home, we went to put him to bed as usual in his room at night, and no sooner had the door closed, the stomping started. He was not happy, he was protesting. He did not want to be enclosed in his room. Why? Because he couldn't be near to Mummy, and he couldn't be assured of the fact that Mummy wasn't at any point going to be taken by these paramedics again in an ambulance and maybe not come back for a few days, a few weeks, who knew? He was feeling insecure. We settled him down. The next morning, stomp, 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 stomp. The following evening, went to put him back to bed, and the stomping resumed. When my partner went to open the door, Pom Pom darted out of the room, across the landing, into my bed, cozied on down next to me, and looked at us as if to say, don't you dare separate me from her ever again. Now, that's not to say that Pom Pom was reliant on me as a bonded partner. There were times he wanted to snuggle, times he wanted to be close, and other times where he was extremely independent and wanted to do his own thing day or night. At nights in the new home, he chose of his own accord to go and sleep on the chaise part of the sofa in the lounge, whether I was there or not. Some nights he would be found at 1 o'clock in the morning playing in the kitchen. But at this particular time, he wanted to be assured that I wasn't going to leave his side for a long time, particularly as he'd sensed that when I was taken by the paramedics, I was clearly very, very unwell. Therein began 24-hour free roaming. We decided it would be not fair to separate me and Pom Pom again by keeping him in his room at night. Now, this isn't to say that if you have your rabbit free roaming in a pen or in a room, that that's a bad thing. It's not. The space you give a rabbit is fine. Hutches, cages are not ideal, but pens, bedrooms are. But we felt Pom Pom needed access to me at all times and more space than he had. We then left him to free roam the house 24 hours a day. And he rose to that challenge and rose to the responsibility. The carpet chewing was not so much a big issue. We'd found ways of dealing with that. And we trusted him fully to free roam wherever he wanted to go at whatever time and just do his own thing. There were days towards the end of his life, sadly, when with his cancer medication, his taste buds were affected. He was going at the carpet quite often. And at those times, if I had to leave the house for an hour or two, I would have to put him back in his bedroom with the non-slip vinyl. Other than that, he free roamed 24/7. Now, I've made the confession today, and thankfully the computer screen has blacked out, so we don't have to look at that picture any longer, of me having put Pom Pom in a cage for certain times of the day and of the night when he was a baby. Now, that stopped, I think, when he was about 4 to 5 months old. So from 4 to 5 months old, he was free roaming a house during the day, a bedroom at night, and from 1.5 years old, free roaming 24/7. I feel I did the wrong thing by Pom Pom, and when that cage was thrown away, I got down on the floor on Pom Pom's level. I placed my head against his forehead, which he used to love for bonding with me. But that is actually perhaps a lesser known fact that is the way that rabbits apologise to one another. If they've had a spat or a fight in the wild, you will see rabbits putting their foreheads together as a way of saying sorry. I put my forehead against Pom Pom's forehead and I said, I am so sorry for restricting you, enclosing you, taking your freedom away. And I promise you, Pom Pom, that will never, ever happen again. And it didn't. I never went back on that promise, and I would totally 100% free roam rabbits wherever possible. So that is just my guilty confession, if you like. And I think it's important that as YouTubers, we can come before our audience and say, yep, look, I got it wrong. I don't always get it right. I'm human. I'm a rabbit mum. I don't always get it right. And there are times I'm going to get it wrong. But it's learning from that and learning that that really wasn't the right thing to do. Pom Pom very much was a free spirit. Now, if I had kept him in a cage, even just at nights for those 2.5 years, he sadly passed away from malignant melanoma cancer at the age of 2.5. He would not have had the rich, full life and bond with me that he would have done with his freedom if he'd been in a cage. So I feel very much that I learnt my lesson early on, thankfully, and did that. Now, the other thing just to mention is that Pom Pom was not a rescue bunny. Pom Pom was purchased from Pets at Home. Again, perhaps possible ignorance on my part on getting a rabbit, but I don't think that was the wrong thing to do at the time. Now, this time round, I am fostering for a rescue, and I hope to in the future adopt a rabbit from a rescue and give a rabbit a second chance. And I fully also agree with adopt, don't shop. But I'm not going to blast people from getting rabbits from breeders. We know that even by boycotting the breeding system, breeders are sadly not going to stop selling rabbits. Giving a rabbit a good life, regardless of whether they're from a shelter or from a breeder, is what matters. Wherever you get that rabbit from, what matters is that once they are in your care, and they are your fur baby, you give them the best possible life that you can possibly give them. Everything you can, you give them to make them happy, warm, safe, healthy, and loved. Now, that is the important thing to do. And I also don't think it was a mistake getting Pom Pom from where I got him from, because as so many people on the channel have pointed out, Pom Pom and I were very much meant to be. We were meant to be together, to love each other totally and fully for his short little life and the little adorable life that he lived. So that's me. That's hands up confession time. I caged Pom Pom for part of his 24-hour cycle for a good few months, first few months of his life. And I realised very quickly that I did the wrong thing, and I learned from that. Now, to add on to that, we have a foster rabbit, Harley. Harley was rescued by the rescue from a small hutch in someone's garden. He was unwanted, part of an unwanted litter. He was left behind. He wasn't wanted, he wasn't picked up, and he was in a very little hutch. Now, I'm going to leave Harley for the last part of this video to explain to you himself why rabbits need space. Pinky